What's up, you guys? Godzilla Fan Freaks coming at you today with another figure review. And today we are going to be reviewing the Biofighter Max Factory Aptom Full Blast figure. Just take a look at Aptom's box. Very nice, thick box, almost like Zectol's, because, I mean, he's not a big, bulky figure, but he comes with a lot of stuff. There's the back side, showing various poses and how you attach some of the accessories and whatnot. But a very nice, basic Max Factory box for Full Blast Aptom here. Now, let's get on to the figure itself, which is Aptom Full Blast. Start on with paint job and detail. Aptom Full Blast is sporting pretty much the same color as Zectol is, you know, that brownish, blackish color for all his like armor plating. And then he does have that lightish, brownish, you know, kind of tan, creamish color for some areas on his horns and other areas on his armor and whatnot. As well as this very nice turquoise, aquish kind of blue, you know, like shading along his rib areas and such. Very nicely done. I like that paint app a lot. His eyes are very nice, translucent yellow. And that about does it for Aptom's paint schemes, other than a little lighterish brown kind of underneath his armor patches for where some of the joints are and such. But next on to detailing, Aptom is very nicely detailed. He kind of just has that same basic insect-like detailing that Zectol does. It's very smooth, it's very sleek. There are some jagged areas and points to where his horns come to and whatnot, but very nicely done. His tentacles here, very nicely done in detail. They're just a nice soft rubbery. They kind of are bendable, kind of a bendy wire material, so you can bend them, and they won't stay exactly the way you bend them, but they'll start to take the shape a little better. So very nice done on the tentacles, even the very tips of the tentacles, very nicely done. Just very nicely bug armor plating all the way around. And now we will move on to Aptom's articulation, which I'm going to state right now that the articulation with this guy, when I got this guy, like I've stated before, I've gotten all my Biofighter figures from my buddy Dell, and he got all these back in 2005 in his trip to Japan. So, I mean, all these guys were mint in package before they got to me a couple months ago. And with this guy, this is where a little bit of a hiccup happened, and I don't blame Dell, I don't blame myself, and there's really no one to blame here. It was probably just a flaw with the figure, but when I took this guy out of the packaging, he felt like a piece of brittle glass, if you've ever had that feeling, if you ever hold like a little baby in your hands or something like that. You just feel like you just got to be as delicate as you can, otherwise it's just going to shatter. That's the way that this figure felt to me, and it just seems strange. Out of all the other ones, he's the only one that felt like that. And Lord and behold, I went to go move one of his knees. It was the other knee, and that joint was totally snapped. Like there was no knee joint. Like his leg would just separate at the knee. It was totally shattered and broken. And so that was a little bit of a disappointment. Now again, it wasn't Dell's fault. It wasn't my fault. I mean, Dell had these mint in package. I took them out perfectly out of the package. No worries. It was just the joint was already broken, so it must have had too much stress on it. Maybe the way it was packed when Dell had them shipped back home, or when he packed them up in his bag and took them home. Maybe it was just the way some sort of pressure when everything was all packed on the airplane. The pressure that was on this leg maybe just caused it enough to break and snap. But, you know, so I really can't do too much articulation with this guy just because I don't want to break any more joints, and I will go in furthermore. I think it was this arm or it was this arm. I can't remember, but the next day I was moving it, and then the shoulder joint snaps. And I'm like, oh, God, great. So Aptom's just literally falling apart on me day by day. And, you know, I really kind of felt like, oh, crap. And, you know, again, Dell didn't stiff me or anything. All these guys were mint in package. You know, I didn't ask Dell for any of my money back or anything like that. I just found a way to get around it. I mean, the only way I fixed his leg was I used glue And I mean, there's no knee joint. I tried to save the joint, but I couldn't save the joint. So his knee is stuck in place right here. This knee moves okay. Like I said, though, I'm really scared to move some of the joints on him because I don't want him to break anymore. And then his shoulder, I did the same thing. I just glued it back up, and I was able to save the shoulder joint to a certain extent. You know, he still can move it. I forget if it was that one or if it was this one, but each shoulder moves. I want to say it was this one because this one's a little more stiff. But again, this guy just feels like glass for me. So I'm sorry I can't go too full into the articulation, but I will say definitely check out Diego Doom's review. His Aptom figure is perfectly okay, and he can go over all the articulation points for you. I'm just going to say right now, you can move the head sideways and up and down. He does have a chest abdomen that can't really turn side to side, but he can move up and down. At the shoulders, he has joints. Elbows, he has joints. Wrists, he has a little bit of a joint. His hips here, where his thighs are, have a joint. Knees have a joint, and ankles have a joint. That's all the articulation. Sorry I can't show you that those joints in motion, but I just don't really like to move this guy around too much, and you really can't blame me for not wanting to. I mean, to me, he's just so delicate, and it is kind of a Debbie Downer on the figure, but I still like it nonetheless. Now we'll get on to accessories. Accessories, we all know the Biofighter figures come with that big black base stand, but let's get on to the more juicy stuff that Aptom comes with. He comes with 2 pairs of fists. The fists are very nicely detailed and painted. Very nice fist hands. And then he comes with one hand that's kind of like a grappling open hand. He also comes with a set of wings just like Zektol's. Very nicely done and painted and detailed. He comes with these pair of tentacles, which I believe these attach to his back. These are, I believe these attach to his back. Again, refer to Diego Doom's review of this guy to see a total thing. I mean, look at the accessories. I mean, I still haven't even unwrapped the tentacles from out of the package. I mean, I haven't even messed with this guy a whole lot, you can tell. But I believe these attach to the back, and they're just another set of tentacles that are shorter, I believe. Then, for his head, he comes with the head beam, which is a very nice kind of translucent pink. He comes with head biomissiles, very nicely done. His 2 shoulder biomissile pieces, very nicely done and awesome looking. I mean, those just look freaking amazing. I mean, imagine just him firing all of those at you. Oh, even if you're a Guyver unit, man, you're going to want to be dodging like Dragon Ball Z to get away from these. And then he has his biomissiles for his forearms. Very nicely done. And then he has these 2 biomissiles that are just single on their own if you ever wanted to like put them in his hands or however, you know, you want to display them. But very nice, you know, each type of biomissile, the dark ones and the more lighter ones. Very nicely detailed, sculpted, and painted though. So that does it for all of Aptom's accessories. He has a whole bunch. Again, sorry I can't go into more depth on this review for you guys, but if you guys do want a more in-depth review, again, check out Diego Doom's review of this guy. He does an awesome job, as well as all the other Biofighters. And now for scaling, here he is with Guyver 1. Very nice scaling. Aptom does tower over Guyver 1. Aptom was a lot bigger than he was. And just to fill out this review, just so I'm forgiven for the lack of articulation segment in this video, Aptom was a Zoanoid of the Lost Numbers. He was a Zoanoid that was experimented on a lot with different powers. And so he has all these Zoanoid powers kind of mixed in him. He kind of really doesn't have a Zoanoid form. And then later on he ends up absorbing Hyper Zoanoid Team 5. And then he ends up, that's why he has this form of kind of Zektol, and then he has Elekin's tentacles, and has a few other powers of the Zoanoid Team 5, as well as other Zoanoids as well. That's where he gets his power from, by absorbing other Zoanoids. So he's not a Zoanoid, any type of Zoanoid. He's kind of a freak of nature Zoanoid all in his own. So anyway, you guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Again, check out Diego Doom's review of this guy, as well as all the Biofighter figures in the Biofighter collection. And as always, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video review. Thank you for watching.